Well, let us begin. A recording of a better time, created by the Everlasting One. This was a document created at the behest of, me, grandfather of all giantkin. Do I have to read the script? Is it necessary? Essentially, me being the Lord General, I decided it would be fitting that all men would become more acquainted with one another and how each other have lived our lives before the devil invasion. Now, that being said, I was hoping this would create a sense of unity and a spirit of liveliness that has not existed in Eden for quite some time. However, Scott thought it would be wise of me to create an audio recording of this event so that all the people may hear of it and get to celebrate. This recording was made on the 1st of early spring in the year, what is it now? It was 300, it's now 400? Year 400? My body is young, but my brain is not. You see, each mortal race and culture has their celebrations and festivals which have been put on hold due to the devil invasion. I have decided that the devils can screw themselves. I figured that many of you don't know anything about giants and their holidays, and I sure have no idea what you stunties and pointy ears do for your holidays. Now, that being said, Fraz, could you stop casting spells and making random noises, please? Thank you. I have gathered some of my friends and advisors to help enlighten me on these celebrations in hopes that we may all celebrate together as friends. I'll be covering each holiday in chronological order, starting with Everfall in the spring and ending with Dragon's Bane at the end of the year. On the 7th of early spring, the holiday of Everfall is celebrated by the Giants. This is the first major holiday of the Giants, being one of 3. The Giants celebrate the reign of my friend, King Shump, in the morning, with the Great Rock Throw Tournament and a series of games. We play a game, the first game of the day, called Make Him Kneel, where any 2 pairs of giants can try to bring me to one knee. No pair has yet done it, for the only man, other than our current king, to have had such a privilege is King Scott himself, on the first day we met. The next game is a brawl of sorts in a ring of fire, where any number of giants can step in and test their mettle against one another. Once one has been pushed out of the ring of fire, they are out. The last giant standing is named the King of Fire, much like how Shump single-handedly defeated the King of Giants in a ring of fire. Sorry for my old brain. I intended to say king of fire giants. Afterwards, there is a challenge called the Iced, where any giant, if willing, can run into the cave where Shump defeated the dragon of the north. They must take from said cave a gold coin from that haunted place and return it home with no wounds, as our king did when he killed the great dragon. The last challenge is called the Box Breaker. I do not know the reasons for this box's existence, but Shump had this box in his possession for much of his final days. The objective of this game is simple. One must break the box. Whoever breaks the box will be known as Box Breaker. But yet, no one has succeeded. Whenever someone hits the box, there is a loud scream from within. But that is all. Upon the hour when our king died, all giant kin do not speak or make a sound for an hour. After that, we break out laughing and drink to the man who saved us all, closing off the night with drinking and dancing in the hill giant fashion. On the 10th of mid-spring, you may find some elves dancing around in a circle, drinking fine wine and celebrating the seasons. This holiday is called 7 Seasons, where for 7 days the elves celebrate the world and all it provides. The elves spend a great deal of this time feasting and throwing grand parties, each day with a different theme and meaning, as it is all in the celebration of life, in one way or another. The great holiday ends in a large concert where musicians play for hours so the elven people may dance and sing and enjoy each other's company. This is a recent development after the concert heard around the world. On the 25th of late spring, the dwarves celebrate the end of the war for the ale cake, where the dwarves of Clan Dwarfalin, and Clan Dwaris, split the cost of the whole dwarvish kingdoms, drinking for only one night. They do this in remembrance of a war fought over a miscounted ale cake that started a civil war between the clans, and the debts they owe to all the other clans because of it. The two groups cut an ale keg in half, and with the leaders of each clan drinking from it. The night revolves around many a dwarf bar songs and smashing of many ale kegs. The amount of debt owed by Clan Dwarfalin and Clan Dwaris remains unknown, but many scholars believe that they've hardly even made a dent into the debt. The dwarves, so in turn, will keep drinking and enjoying their holiday for at least another 10,000 years, when the debt is finally paid. On the 2nd of late spring, called Zarwobbow, happens. On this day, the dwarves celebrate those who fought in the siege of Zardak. Buggers. The dwarves held off against the giant forces for over 100 years, and continued to fight well after their city fell. This holiday, if you can call it that, is where dwarves gather their families together for one big feast around a grand stone table. Dwarves spend this time catching up with one another and is considered the one time a year where a dwarf may see his family in whole. Dwarves will do most anything to meet their family on this day of days. One dwarf left his home in the Elven Kingdom through Devil territory to see his family on this day. His journey was recorded in a biography published by the wizard Con, called A Small Way for Family. During this holiday, dwarves hand out gifts and forgive wayward family members. As often when the family meets again, a family member will have died. If a dwarf does not make it to the meeting, it is expected they died. The origin of this likely comes from how the leadership of Zardak counted losses. If a man did not return from his shift in his family home, his family would report him dead to the authorities. Even if the man were to show up at some point, they would remain legally dead, and his family would go and mourn for him. As so continues the importance of arriving to the family dinner. On the 14th of early summer, the humans celebrate Red Sun. The holiday revolves around the day where the humans claim the sun turned red for the birth of their former god emperor. While it is not often celebrated now under that fashion, it does give the community an excuse to come together and watch the sun set, still following some of the teachings passed on during the holiday. Humanity during this holiday fasts for the entire morning until sunset, and only then do they start to cook the food, once the sun is completely set. After that, they have a torchlight dinner as a community with strawberries, steaks, and red velvet cake served at this event. I'd hate to disrupt. What do you want, Fraz? I'm doing a recording. Well, there's been a problem. Disclaimer. This audio recording was cut short due to emergency meeting of the council and will be completed in the future. Sorry for any inconvenience of this matter. Goodbye.